Hello and welcome to the Capitol Report on NTD Television. I'm Steve Lance. Is the FBI retaliating against those who allege that the agency has been politically motivated? 3 former FBI agents tell their stories, but Democrats saying they're not credible. NTD's Melina Wisecup was there at the hearing today. She brings us more from Capitol Hill. Melina, what was the overall atmosphere like there at today's hearing?
This is a point of contention for Republicans and Democrats, as we saw displayed through multiple moments like this throughout the hearing. Watch.
No,
so you're not sharing information that you've obtained with the
whistleblower saw what you did with Mr. Friend and others.
Now, the point of this hearing was to probe the FBI, specifically to hear from 3 witnesses who all described what they believe to be personal attacks against them after they revealed what they deem as misconduct by the Bureau.
In weaponized fashion, the FBI allowed me to accept orders to a new position halfway across the country. They allowed us to sell my family's home. Then, on my first day on the new assignment, they suspended me, rendering my family homeless. This government will crush you and your family if you try to expose the truth about things that they are doing that are wrong.
In the parking lot of a school board meeting where the FBI sent you, you were taking down information regarding people's license plates.
That's correct.
Steve Friend had his security clearance revoked after objecting to the use of a SWAT team to arrest a January 6th protester. And Marcus Allen, another witness, also had his security clearance revoked after working on a January 6th related issue.
Because I forwarded information to my superiors and others that questioned the official narrative of the events of January 6th. As a result, I was accused of promoting conspiratorial views.
Democrats have accused Republicans of engaging in conspiracy theories, saying that these witnesses are not credible as whistleblowers. I asked a few Democrats why they're saying this. Here's what they told me.
We don't make the determination whether someone's a whistleblower. They don't make the determination.
The reason that they were fired is because they breached security codes. These are individuals who espouse views and opinions that were political as federal agents, which is inappropriate.
Republicans say this issue reaches further than just these 3 individuals, saying that it appears that big corporations worked with the FBI to provide personal bank information about everyday citizens who were here in Washington, D.C. around the time of January 6th of 2021. Here's how Congressman Bishop explains it.
I don't know how many people are on that list, but it's maybe thousands of Americans. B of A is one of these too big to fail institutions. All of those people, they just willy-nilly turned it over without any process from what we're being told. That's chilling.
So what's the solution here? Some say that Congress needs to act to update whistleblower laws to provide more protections.
That they can't be deprived of outside employment when their pay gets suspended, that their material possessions can't be seized, which is what happened in here to one of these guys.
And this is sort of the goal, according to that select subcommittee report, as they consider potential legislative reforms to the top law enforcement agency. Reporting in Washington, D.C., Melina Wisecup, NTD News.
NTD's Melina Wisecup reporting. And amid growing threats from China and Russia, President Biden sitting down with the Japanese Prime Minister while attending the G7 summit in Japan. NTD's Iris Tao brings us more.
President Biden is in Japan for the Group of 7 summit, and he does have a lot on his plate as Russia launched fresh attacks on Ukraine and as China has been selling warships close to Japan ahead of the summit. Meeting with the Japanese Prime Minister on Thursday, President Biden vowed to bolster allies and make the world safer.
When our countries stand together, we stand stronger. And I believe the whole world is safer when we do.
But as Western leaders gather in Japan, the Chinese Communist leader Xi Jinping further demonstrates ambitions by holding a separate summit with Central Asian countries. The White House National Security Advisor says the leaders at G7 will come up with a more united approach to Beijing.
You will see coming out of this summit alignment and convergence around the fundamental principles of our approach to the People's Republic of China.
And all this is unfolding as the debt ceiling crisis is looming at home. And President Biden is cutting his trip by half due to ongoing negotiations to avoid a national default. And on Thursday, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy sounded pretty optimistic about reaching a deal soon.
We're not there. We haven't agreed to anything yet, but I see the path that we could come to an agreement.
And President Biden will return to Washington on Sunday. Reporting by Iris Tao, NTD News.
A bipartisan delegation of U.S. lawmakers today traveling to London, this to discuss countering Chinese aggression. This comes after House committees held two separate hearings on the rising threat from China in less than 24 hours. NTD's Arian Pazdar brings us the details.
Republican Congressman Mike Gallagher is leading a bipartisan delegation of lawmakers to London on Thursday. They're set to meet with top UK leaders. The goal is to find ways to work together to counter Chinese aggression. Ahead of the trip, Gallagher reportedly told the Daily Mail that Chinese Communist Party aggression is global and the United States and United Kingdom face common economic, military and ideological threats posed by the CCP. Gallagher is chairman of the Select Committee on the CCP. On Wednesday night, the committee held a hearing titled How to Counter the CCP's Economic Aggression. Lawmakers addressed various topics such as CCP influence in Western consulting firms, protecting U.S. farmland, copying U.S. military technology, cyber espionage, and artificial intelligence.
It is not an exaggeration to say that the Chinese Communist Party has been waging an economic war against the United States for decades.
Former Google CEO Eric Schmidt warned about the CCP trying to achieve global dominance through AI.
This, in my view, is the defining competition of our time. This is my opinion. For the rest of our lives, we're going to be dealing with this. I want us to win.
The chairman of the Prague Security Studies Institute explained how there are CCP-controlled companies openly being traded in the U.S. stock market.
There are well over 100 million Americans holding the stocks and bonds of U.S.-sanctioned and other Chinese corporate bad actors. Do we really believe that the American people would have wanted to be holding unwittingly the stocks and bonds of Soviet companies?
He said such companies should be delisted from American exchanges within 180 days. And on Thursday morning, the subcommittee on the Indo-Pacific held a similar hearing titled United Against China's Economic Aggression. One big topic was Chinese social media app TikTok.
You don't have to go to China anymore to have China steal your IP. They'll come to you and steal it.
On Wednesday, Montana became the first state to ban TikTok. Arian Pazdar, NTD News.
Thank you for watching the Capitol Report. If you want to see our full broadcast, check us out at epochtv.com.